a week on this in Algebra 1. So hopefully this is a refresher because this is something that we're going to be using pretty much for the rest of the year. Okay? So, label your notes. Simplifying radicals. Okay. Now, we need to make a list of perfect squares. What's perfect square? Oh. Okay, so well, it's a number. Yep, that is. So it's a number that we can take the square root of and get a whole number. Okay. So our first one would be the square root of 1 is 1. What's my next perfect square? Square root of 4. Square root of 2 is not a perfect square. Yeah, it'd be the square root of 4 is 2.
16. 9.
Square root of 9 is 3. 15. Square root of 16 is 4.
25.
Root of 25 is 5.
36.
Root of 36 is 6. Root of
49.
49 is 7. Root of
64 is 8.
64. What's next? 81.
110.
Okay, so 100 would be 10. Okay, now yeah, so here's the deal. In Algebra 2, you're going to have to know these up to 20. And I know most of us know usually to 15. What's 11?
121.
So 121. 12 is 144. 13 is 169. 14 is get your calculator out if you don't know it.
186.
I think so. It's 14. 15 is 225. Okay, so you gotta bank another 5 in your memory here. What's 16? Is it? Or 256. Let's not just randomly call out numbers just because they happen to be inappropriate. 17 would be 289. 289. 18 would be, what is it? What is it? 324? If you don't know these, you need to get out your calculator and start putting them in. 19 is what? 361. And 20 is 400. Yeah, I'm not sure why you have your tablet open right now. Alright, so if I have the square root of 81, my answer is 9. But sometimes if it's not a perfect square and we want, and it's asking for the exact answer, it wants it in terms of the lowest perfect square with a radical inside of it. So if you remember from last year, if I have the square root of 18, okay, we have to think of the factors of 18. What are my factors of 18? 6 and 3, 9 and 2,
18 and 1.
18 and 1. Alright, so out of these, which one of these has a perfect square in it? 9 and 2. Okay, so we're going to write this as the product of two square roots. Square root of 9 times the square root of 2. And then I can reduce my perfect is my square root of 9? So my answer is 3 root 2. Okay. If I have the square root of 72, what are my factors? What is it? 9 and 8. What else? 12 and 6. 36 and 2. What else? Come on, those of you that are pushing buttons in the calculator, I'm not really sure why. We need people to be participating right now. Okay, 4, 18. Anything else? I think that might be it. All right, which ones have my perfect squares?
9 and 8.
9 and 8 are perfect squares. What else? 36 and 2, and what else?
18.
4 and 18. So, which one do I want to use?
I say the 9 and 8.
You always want your biggest perfect square. Okay, and so since 36 is our biggest perfect square, we're going to write it as the square root of 36 times the square root of 2. Right? And then what's my square root of 36?
6.
So my answer is 6 root 2. Jogging your memory a little bit? I hope so. Some of you are still giving me that blank stare. Like you want to tell me that your algebra teacher didn't do this, and I'm not going to believe you. Alright? What if I have the square root of 27? 9 and 3, okay, is that my biggest perfect square? It's not? So square root of 9, square root of 3. So 3 root 3. Not bad, right? Alright, what happens if I have a fraction? What if I have the square root of 81 over 25? Okay, here's the split. Square root of 81 over square root of 25. Yeah, so square root of 81 is 9 over 5. Boom. That's my answer. What if I multiply square roots? What if I have the square root of 3 times the square root of 6?
18.
Okay, yeah, we're going to multiply what's underneath there. We're going to get the square root of 18. And now what I have underneath there, I need to reduce. So I can split 18 into square root of 9, square root of 2. So my answer would be 3 root 2. So far, so good? All right. Big thing from today is if I have 5 divided by the square root of 3. Okay? You cannot have a square root in the denominator of a fraction. Okay? So we have to do what's called rationalizing the denominator. And how we do that is we're going to multiply both the top and the bottom by whatever the denominator is. So in this case, our denominator is square root of 3. Okay, my denominator is not 3. My denominator is the square root of 3. Big difference. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by square root of 3. Multiply by square root of 3. So on top I get
15.
Oh no, it's not the square root of 5, it's just 5. So 5 times the square root of 3 What's the square root of 3 times the square root of 3? Okay, it's not 9, it's the square root of 9, which is 3. Well, what's the square root of 3 times the square root of 3? Square root of 9. What's the square root of 9? 3. Okay, it just can't, what it does is it cancels out the square root. Alright, so, can I reduce that 5 over 3? No. So this big old fraction is going to be my answer. Okay? If I have, let's say I've got 8 divided by the square root of 2. Okay? How are we going to get it out of the denominator? Multiply both the top and the bottom by the square root of 2. So on the top I get 8 root 2 over 2, which is 2. Okay, now, can I reduce that?
Yes.
Raise your hand, what's 8 divided by 2? 4. So my answer is 4 root 2. Remember this a little bit? I hope so. Should we do one more rationalizing one? All right.